Hey there, it's Walt. So I have a favorite exercise that I'd love to invite you to try. It's an exercise that I use with my executive coaching clients who are pivoting out of careers, looking for a new job, a new position, a new endeavor. But regardless of where you are on your own work or life journey, it's a worthwhile exercise with a huge return on the investment of time that it will take. So here's what you would want to do. You'd want to find a block of time, like an hour or so, and get out your journal or some paper and find a quiet spot and begin with this prompt. What does your perfect day look like? And there are no conditions to this exercise. There's no constraint of geography or money or job or relationships or any constraints. There are no constraints to this exercise. It is as if you are the master creator and you can design it exactly the way you want it, exactly the way that it lights you up, exactly the way that it brings you joy and this immense excitement and satisfaction. And so the exercise is about going deep with exquisite detail. Like, what time do you get up in the morning? And where do you get up? And what do you eat for breakfast? And how long do you spend at breakfast? And after breakfast, what do? Do you go to a job? Do you stay in the space that you're in? Do you work? Do you do art? Do you write? And how long during the morning hours do you do that? And what does that workspace or that creative space feel like for you? And then, do you take time off for lunch? Where do you have lunch? What do you eat for lunch? Who do you spend that lunchtime with? And how long is that break in the day? And then into the afternoon, what happens then? Do you go somewhere else? Do you switch into a different activity? Or do you stay in the same one? Or do you completely go out and adventure and explore? What do you do during the afternoon? And how do you spend that time? And perhaps with whom? Doesn't have to be with another person. Maybe it's completely by yourself, but what do you do? How do you spend that? What is that perfect afternoon? And as you wind up the afternoon, what happens then? Do you go out on a boardwalk and walk along and find a little cafe and sip some wine? Do you spend it in a lovely little restaurant? Do you have a perfect place in your home where you just unwind? With whom? What do you have? What do you do? What does it look like? What does it feel like? What is the experience of it? What do you have for dinner? Where do you have dinner? With whom? What is that experience of your evening meal like? And then into the evening. What happens in the evening? Where do you spend that evening? What does it feel like? And when do you go to sleep? And how does that feel to fall into that perfect bed for that beautiful night's sleep? So exquisite detail. You are the architect. You are the creator of this perfect day. What does it look like and feel like? What is the experience of it for you? And when you're done, I want you to take that piece of paper, that journal section, and put it in a place, a safe place to come back to from time to time. Because here's what happens with this exercise is that it becomes a gravitational force. It draws you to it. And what's interesting is you may come back to this 6 months or a year or 18 months from now, and all of a sudden you'll see, oh my, some of these things that I imagined, some of these things that I consciously thought about are now happening in my life. It's as if you will be drawn to the very thing that you create. The Great Resignation is real. So many people are out from their jobs, leaving their hermetically sealed offices, and they're looking for something new. And even if you haven't left, what's true is the months and years of the pandemic have just thrown things into sharp relief and shown so many of us that the way we've been living, the way that we've been working, just isn't working anymore. And we have the opportunity in this moment in time, dare I say the responsibility, to create our lives as masterpieces, to co-create these precious things that are our lives, to have them be just the way we want them to be. So, will you give this exercise a try? Make it a great rest of the day, great rest of the week. Bye for now.